without any expectations, without any nothing sexual whatsoever, no hugging, no kissing, nothing. Just being around the opposite gender, energetic, cleaning your aura fields, cutting those spiritual bonds, as you say. But essentially, I just sat around some fire. There was one facing north, south, east, west, and I just sat in the middle for like 8 hours. And all I did was write in a notebook every single person that I'd ever had sex with. And I wrote down their name, and I wrote something about them, something I remembered about them, something it could be positive or negative. And and you would just write a simple sentence. I love you, I forgive you, please forgive me, and thank you. And I just wrote that for every single person in my life that I'd ever had sex with, whether it was a positive interaction or a negative interaction. And I just wrote it down in the notebook, as well as anybody else in life that had wronged me, even if I hadn't had any sexual relationships with them. And I just wrote things down, and I just sat there and wrote everything from childhood to teenager to college to post-college, China, Nigeria, LA, and I just wrote down every single thing I could think of. I sat in the middle of this fire for I don't even know how long it was. I got there at 6 a.m. and I think I got out of the fire at 2 or 3 p.m. And at the end of it, I burned that notebook, and it was kind of like I was a virgin again. It was really interesting. It was like I felt like I had no attachment to any of these people that I had any sort of relationship with, any sort of physical touch, any sort of sexual relationship, emotional relationship, spiritual relationship. And it was like I cut all those bonds. And that might seem kind of woo-woo. And for me, I was like, how is it? I was just following the direction of my mentor, who was a man in the group that had been through far worse things than me, actually, which is kind of crazy. And I was like, I'm gonna do it, and I felt a lot better. And many of you guys have noticed that in the last, I would say, month, that I'm very positive. I'm exercising. I'm making content that's exclusively based on bettering myself emotionally, physically, spiritually, mentally. It gets you way more attention on this Facebook app and on social media to hate the white man, to hate the man, because there's so many women that don't give two shits what the woman did wrong. They're going to support it. I mean, you see it everywhere. Hashtag women supporting women. They don't care if the woman is Hitler. They don't care if the woman's a mass murderer. They're going to support her just simply because she is a woman. And that's the way the society is going. And it's crazy. It's crazy that the court systems are against men, social media are against men. How many men on social media who are showcasing how great of a father they are have hate groups dedicated to them? Look at what's happening to the Hurt twins. Look what happened to La Truth. There's all these men that if they show that they're a good father on social media, there are these mass hysteria of women that will come and try to tear those men down simply because they love and adore their children. And that's exactly why my children are not online. They're not supposed to be online. There's a court order that they're not going to be online. I will probably never want them to be online again because of these toxic groups of women that are out there to destroy men. So this is something that I just kind of felt the need to share with. I'm kind of not doing as much of this talking head stuff just to make sure I don't say anything that I shouldn't. But because I do have court cases coming up, and I mean. So I'm actually talking to you women, not the negative ones, not the positive ones that are trying to promote positivity, but the people that are out there actively destroying men that they don't know because of some man that hurt them. So I actively encourage the women in here that are spend your time being a little keyboard warrior, trying to take out and project your hurt on the internet to destroy some random strange man on the internet because some other woman states that he's a bad guy. So then you guys form this little army and you try to destroy that man. Well, you don't know if that man's innocent, guilty, or anything. All you know is the words of another woman, and that's all these people need to go out and destroy. And that's what they do, and they love it. So those of you in that group, I suggest that you do exactly what I suggested. Be celibate. Try to have 10 male friends that you are very upfront with from the beginning. You just want to be their friend and spend time with them and mend that bond with the opposite gender. because it's this world we live in is crazy. Everything is a war. Everything is us versus them. It's if you're a Republican, you're racist. If you're a Democrat, you're stupid. If you're white, you're whatever. If you're black, you're whatever. If you're orange, you're yellow, you're pink, you're purple, you're a unicorn. There's all these labelings of why you should hate this person because they're different than you. They think differently than you. Look at human history. How many people have died in the name of God? How many people have died in the name of Allah? How many people have died in all of these things just because someone thinks differently than you do? It's like, I struggle with this because sometimes I feel like I'm an alien from another planet and I'm here hanging out with the human species and being like, how are you guys so stupid? That's honestly how I feel. I'm in awe, jaw to the floor at the stupidity and the hate and the categorizations of humans. Everyone's equal. Everyone deserves love, peace, and respect. Some people lose that right based on their actions, but in general, most people are good. Most people, you shouldn't hate someone based on the color of their skin, their gender, their religion, their sexual orientation, their gender orientation with all these pronouns that I don't know what they all mean. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. I still sound angry. I'm not angry. I am passionate. There's a difference. I'm passionate in helping others. This is a process that I had to go through myself, and it was a process, and I would have never got there without help. People helped me. Now I have a platform of a lot of angry women that are following me, and I'm sharing with the intention of helping. Whether you're ready to receive that help is on you, but the intention is for me to help the people that are online destroying men just because they have a penis. That's simply all it takes. If you have a penis, I'm going to hate you, essentially. And I was motivated to talk about this just after the presidential debate. It's just like politics has turned into how much can we discredit, destroy, and tear down the other party, and who did it better, and that's who won. Whoever tore down the other party better is who won. That's what our culture, that's what our society has come to. And strictly speaking, I think that's what the government wants. If we are so distracted and so focused on social issues like gender, race, all this stuff, if that's all that's in our face every day, we're going to be so distracted and fighting over that stuff that we're not paying attention to how terrible they're doing. Honestly, to me, it's just all like, it's like football. That's why I don't watch football. I don't watch music that much, even though I love music. I don't watch politics. I don't watch the news, because all of that stuff is a distraction so that you're not paying attention to the silly things that they're doing, the corruption, everything else. Wake up, people. This place isn't. We got to stop this us versus them. From the beginning, when people were like, Team Justin, Team this, Team that, Team her, Team me, I was from the beginning saying, there is no teams. It's about the kids. Team Athena, Team June. From the beginning, I have had this mindset. And over time, I've had a lot of women try to pretend to be my friend just to try to tear me down when, when the opportunity arose for social media, likes, views, comments, and money, at the end of the day. So I felt the need, I felt the calling to share this, and if it helps one toxic soul to heal those, and I say toxic soul very bluntly because I was one. I had to go through my old healing process. Imagine how hard it is to heal from a divorce, a separation with 2 kids, and the entire world is trying to destroy your life. Imagine how hard that is. It's taken every ounce of my strength to continue the will to live, to be honest with you, to continue the will to fight, to continue the will to pursue being a father. Do you know how much easier it would be for me to just be like, screw it, I'm paying child support. I'll walk away, have the kids, I'll come back when they're old enough that I can mentor them. That would be so much easier. That's what the majority of fathers, a lot of fathers do that in this country. It is so much easier just to pay child support and not deal with a toxic baby mama than it is to stand your ground, spend every dollar you have to fight in court, and just for the right to be in your children's life. The world is broken. The world is broken. And women, you guys can fix it. Because honestly, you're the problem in a lot of ways. because the system's against you. You take advantage of it, and you guys band together to make it so hard for men to just want to be a part of their children's lives. I see it in my comment section every single day that I left 4 days after birth. I left 10 days after birth. Yes, I did. But I did not leave my children. I left a toxic environment. I looked my newborn baby Athena in the eye, and I decided that this living environment is not the way I was going to raise my children. So I left. And I separated myself from an extremely hostile, toxic living environment, and I decided to create a happy, healthy home in a new location so that they had some sense of normalcy on what a relationship between a man and a woman is supposed to look like. What they're supposed to, how they're supposed to have relationships with the opposite gender, and have a safe place to play, be kids, grow up in a emotionally creative, spiritually free, happy, and safe environment. And that's why I left. I reached my breaking point, and it didn't matter if it was bad timing. I didn't care what the world thought. I reached my breaking point, and I was going to leave, and I was going to create a better environment that I could control by myself to raise my kids in peace and love and happiness. I did it. I left for them, not for me. I was completely dedicated, but that's the way it is. So I just felt the need to share this. I'm not going to continue to go on and on, but I really hope. I did not hate my mother. Stop that stuff. I talk to my mother every single day for pretty much my entire life. Okay, my mother's a saint. There's lots of bloggers out there trying to bring my mother into this. Leave her out of it. She's a nice person. She's a good, wholesome Christian woman that's just worried about her son. Honestly, that's it. So, I don't know. It's just like, I felt compelled. My intention is to help one person that was wronged by a man and help them heal. Because at the end of the day, this women supporting women movement is based on the lack of healing from a wound by some man. And then you get a bunch of women that are not healed and hate the opposite gender, and then they band together and form a terrorist organization that's designed to destroy men. Honestly, it's crazy. Now, if the man's guilty and he's done something crazy wrong, that's different. But let the judge decide that, not social media, honestly. How old am I? I'm 36 years old. I just turned 36 in June. So, guys, like, comment, share. Speaking of these toxic terrorist organization, they're reporting every single one of my pages. I'm not violating community standards, so they always get posted. But they have a code word. It's "we move," and then they come and report my page. I don't really care. This is not how I make my living. I'm basically on social media because my life calling is to educate and to help people, and also I hate bullies. So they're trying to bully me off social media, and I'm going to stand my ground. And that's just who I am. My life would be so much better over the last few years if I just disappeared, but that's just not who I am. I'm a fighter for what I believe in and what I love. Still a young buck. Yep, I'm still a young buck. Working out, almost getting my six-pack back. So, anyways, I'm off here. Catch you guys later. I'm gonna go do some other stuff. I gotta go eat. The amount of food that I'm eating, like I'm exercising hard, 5-6 days a week. You guys will be shocked in 3 months. This is probably, if I make it to 3 months, this will be the longest in my life that I've ever lifted weights, because I was a distance runner. I wasn't allowed to lift weights because I put on too much mass. I put on muscle pretty fast. So this is probably, at 36 years old, this is the first time I'm actually trying to bulk up. So, yeah. I'm just checking out these comments. There's all kinds of positive. And I have to express my extreme gratitude to the women on here that have seen who I am, or at least the best you can through social media, and just standing up for a dad just trying to be a dad, honestly, just trying to raise his children in a happy, healthy home. And you guys are not the norm. You guys are not the masses. You guys obviously had great fathers. And that's another thing. The first wound from the opposite gender often is caused by the parents. I had a great relationship with my mother, so I never had a negative image of the opposite gender, because my mother was a very, very good mother, supported me in every single way, for the most part. You know, not every parent's perfect, and it was not until the last, I would say, since 2018, when I started seeing the nasty side of what women are capable of. And it just got worse and worse and worse. I mean, all you gotta do is just look on Facebook and see what all these crazy women are saying about me. And then other women will be like, you go girl, strong, powerful. It is hypocritical to chastise a man for trying to separating from a relationship, because he wants to create a better environment for his children. He's tried everything to fix the environment, and it's unfixable because one person cannot fix two people. They have to work together. So it's hypocritical to criticize that man, call him not a man, and tear him down because he didn't want to raise his children in a toxic environment. But yet when a woman does it, she's a fucking superhero. And women go, you go girl, strong, independent, powerful women. Well, it's projected that 50% of all women in the United States are going to be single with no kids at 45 in 10 years. The nuclear family is broken in this country, and it's spreading throughout the world. And what happens when you don't have a strong family unit? The government has more control over you because you don't have a strong family base. If you're by yourself, you're easily controlled, you're more easily manipulated, and you don't have as much power. So, got to keep the family unit strong. For me, it's just me and my girls for now. Anyways, I'm done ranting. My phone's almost dead. So, guys, just comment, put tons of comments on here, because they are reporting like mad. And they'll never get my page taken down because I'm not doing anything wrong. I don't violate any community standards, and I mostly put out positive educational content. And some reason that's wrong to them. So, so keep fighting the good fight. Not that we should be fighting. I'm actually encouraging people not to fight. But man, this social media is like where everyone with mental health issues, everyone with unhealed trauma, everyone with daddy issues, mommy issues, come to the internet to try to make everyone else suffer to make themselves feel better. Rather than just doing the work to make yourself feel better, getting therapy, doing whatever kind of, therapy didn't work for me. Talking about the problems didn't work. I needed to do other things. Everyone has their own way of healing. And I can proudly say that I'm over the last 6 months, I've been taking active steps, and I thought I could do it by myself, and I tried to do it by myself for nearly 2 years, and I had to just humble my ass and be like, no, I need help. And one of my friends helped me, and I've had a group of men actively supporting me, being my mentor, men that have been through things way worse than me, who have come out of the other side of it, and mentoring me and being like, you got this, just ignore the noise. So, I'm out of here. Thank you all. Good night.